Welcome back, and our episode still continues in Cairo Watch, and to get a deep insight into Egypt's supportive stance toward Gaza and the Palestinian question, we are joined over the phone by Mr. Ramzy Elkhory, the journalist. Good afternoon, Mr. Ramzy.
Good afternoon to you.
First of all, as the humanitarian crisis in Gaza continues, how significant is Egypt's role in maintaining the channels of communication, or its role as a mediator between all parties involved?
Egypt has played a major role, and actually it's a crucial role in terms of negotiations between Israel and Hamas. But also, Egypt is playing a very important role in communicating with the American administration in order to protect the Palestinian people from Israel's attempts for ethnic cleansing, genocide, etc. So the Egyptians are also communicating at the regional level in order to coordinate between all parties and all stakeholders in order to make sure that the Palestinian rights are protected as much as possible. Since the 7th of October, the Palestinians have faced destruction, they faced everything. And therefore, even in terms of aid, the Egyptian role is also crucial. And it requires a lot of negotiations and a lot of communications with all parties that are involved. So we have seen Egypt put a lot of pressure, exert a lot of pressure in order to allow for aid to come into Gaza and keep the Palestinian people in some sort of sustainable state. All of this is extremely important, and all of this is done by Egypt. Egypt has taken the most important role on all of these fronts because it's bordering Gaza. It's the closest to the Palestinians living on many fronts, including on the cultural and political fronts.
Well, what distinguishes Egypt's diplomatic approach to the Gaza conflict from that of other regional and international actors? How do you see the effect of
First of all, if it wasn't for the Egyptian role, Israel would have been able to finish its genocidal plans and ethnic cleansing of the Gaza Strip. This is the most important, in my personal opinion. But all other roles are extremely important because without Egypt there will be no solution. And the Egyptians are pushing very hard. For example, I'll give you a great example. Egypt has hosted the interim Palestinian government that is supposed to have already traveled into Gaza in order to manage Gaza, especially after Hamas has dismantled its government in Gaza, based on the agreement that was reached and which Egypt played a major role in forming. So we see all of that at the front line. We see engagement on a daily basis. Today, the Israeli army should actually withdraw. The Egyptians are playing a major role in communicating this to all parties and all stakeholders, including the American administration. Because without pressure from the Americans on the Israelis, we're not going to see anything happen on the ground.
Well, how has Egypt balanced its humanitarian responsibilities with its national security considerations throughout the crisis, as we see that Egypt provided daily aid convoys to the Palestinian people?
Absolutely. Egypt has played a major role in keeping the front line not only secure but stable. What Egypt wants to see is for a peaceful resolution to the conflict, and Egypt is putting a lot of effort on that front.
How do you see the expected efforts that can be done by Egypt or other countries in order to de-escalate tensions in the Middle East and in Gaza?
Egypt has done a lot of the communications all across the region. The Egyptians have not left anybody that they are not communicating everything with, in terms of Gaza, but also regarding the region, because after the Iranian-American-Israeli war erupted, the whole region became very unstable, and there are major problems there. The biggest problem of which is that the whole world forgot about Gaza, and they became extremely concerned with the American-Iranian war. And the Egyptians had to remind the world over and over again that there are people over there that are starving, that need medical care. The Israelis are expanding their occupation of Gaza rather than shrinking it in accordance with the agreements. The Egyptians are the ones who have voiced this, and they have voiced it very loudly, to the degree that we've seen the Americans now come back and say, okay, we need to resolve the Gaza issue, we need to move forward on that front. So the Egyptians played a major role in making that happen, because if the Palestinians were to be forgotten for another year, let's say, the devastation that happens on the ground, not only in Gaza, but also in the West Bank, is huge. So the Americans are now engaged again. So now we are seeing the whole mechanisms in action again. The Americans are actually putting pressure on Israel now, saying that Israel should stop attacking civilians in Gaza. This is a very important statement that came out. But why are the Americans doing this? The Egyptians are also putting a lot of pressure on the Americans that they have to re-engage, and they have to ensure that the process is going in the right direction, and that Israel does not change reality on the ground to make it even worse than what it is today. And this is vital. We have no idea how long the American-Iranian situation is going to last for. But the Palestinians will not be able to afford any delay.
Yes. Regarding what you mentioned, Mr. Ramzy, that the United States has a great role to put pressure on Israel to stop its attacks on the Palestinian people. How can this make an effect on Israel to stop their settlements in Gaza and to stop displacing the Palestinians from their land?
The Americans can do it. The question has always been, do the Americans want to do it? Why can't the Americans do it? I mean, the story about the Americans don't like what Israel is doing, but Israel is doing it nevertheless. Israel is totally dependent on the USA. Totally dependent. The USA is Israel's sole protector. The claim that Israel's army and strong army is its protector is garbage, because its army is dysfunctional without U.S. aid, without the U.S. equipment, without the U.S. ammunition, without all of that. But the USA is also protecting Israel politically at the international level. This is why the whole world has not boycotted Israel and placed sanctions on it, despite the fact that Israel has committed a genocide. So it's the USA that is the protector of Israel. Israel is incapable of carrying out anything of what it has carried out without U.S. help. So it is vital that the USA puts pressure on Israel, and it can do that in order to stop it. The USA can force Israel to retreat to the borders, to the pre-7 of October borders, actually. And the USA can force Israel to cease all hostilities against Gaza. The USA can force Israel to stop expanding into the West Bank, whether the settlers protected by the army or the army itself. the Israeli army and the settlers are actually carrying out operations on a daily basis in order to expand their settlements inside of the West Bank and drive the Palestinians out. So there is an ethnic cleansing program for the West Bank, not just for Gaza. And the USA can do it. And the USA needs to understand that it is beneficial to the United States to force Israel to cease hostilities. And this is very important. Egypt, alongside other Arab countries, are allies of the United States and are able to influence the United States, and they have been trying to. And I'm saying Egypt, Saudi Arabia, Jordan, all of these countries are allies of the United States. Turkey is also, and all of them are doing it. But the Egyptians, in terms of what's going on in Gaza, are the most important country, because Gaza is on the borders with Egypt, and because the Egyptians understand Gaza inside out, and the Egyptians know every player inside of Gaza, and they respect Egypt. So what Egypt decides, Egypt can influence the Palestinians very strongly.
Yes.
So the United States has to take Egypt's position and action into account. So when Egypt is pushing the United States in the right direction, the United States should listen to Egypt.
Well, Mr. Ramzy Khouri, the journalist, thank you so much for joining us today and to give us your further analysis and details regarding the humanitarian crisis in Gaza Strip. Thank you so much.